All right, moving on to part 3. Now, we'll be using the Pythagorean theorem for these. You might be wondering why it specifically says to use Pythagorean theorem when that's the only way you know how to do it. Well, the reason is there's actually some more advanced methods to solve these. Like, for example, I can look at this thing and tell you that x is going to be 14 and that y is going to be 14 square root 2 before I even have to do any math. We haven't covered any of those methods, but just in case any of our students use them or know them, we want to just make sure that we are practicing a Pythagorean theorem here, and that's what we're grading you on right now. So if you can do any of those special right triangles or trigonometry or any of that stuff, just hold off on it for now. We're going to be using Pythagorean theorem. Now, this one, 45 degrees and 90 degrees. We're going to subtract those both from 180. 180 minus 90 is 90. Minus 45 is 45 degrees. Now, since these two angles are congruent, that tells me that these two sides are also congruent because I have an isosceles triangle. So x has to equal 14. Now, to find y, I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Across the right angle is c, so y is the c value, and 14 and 14 are a and b. 14 squared plus 14 squared equals c squared. Now, 14 squared is 196 plus 196 equals c squared. Actually, I forgot to plug this in. I'm supposed to plug in the y for c, so that's y squared. And now, 196 plus 196 is 392, is equal to y squared. Let's take the square root, and so y equals square root of 392. And this one, I know what it's going to be, because here, this is 196 plus 196 is 196 times 2. And 196 is a perfect square because it was 14 squared. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. 196 times 2. 196 will come out as 14 square roots of 2.